I guess we could start a little early. Yeah, I'm using the bigger monitor and having the laptop over here, so so I could have two things up at the same time. All right, let's get back over here. Oh, it's this way. All right. Okay. So everyone, I know how that feels. I used to live up in the mountains where it snowed all the time. Anyway, got a couple of things that I can actually talk about for a little bit before you know, I start going into complete gibberish at the end of the evening, like I normally do. Um, First off, the anime gaming convention this week. That's what I'm wearing these for. I got these over at the Renaissance Fair, if you remember. So I'm wearing. I haven't actually tried them out. The original thing they had was like this elastic lace or whatever they were using to keep it on, and it wasn't big enough for my wrists. I guess it was meant for like little kids or something. So I'm using old shoelaces now, which seem to be working out okay. I might have to loosen them up a little bit because this hand right here is getting a little numb. But yeah, loosen it up just a tad. Yeah, get that over here so I don't spill it on this paper. So how's your? Oh, I fap like a madman. It's like a bloody stump at the end. But yeah, that's what I'm wearing these for. The convention, I'm only going to be going Sunday. I was going to go Saturday as well, but because I've been missing out on weekends so much, which is my largest hours at work, I decided to just go for the Sunday instead. So that's what I'm going to go for. Well, actually, I do the Tommy Chong one. If you ever seen what was it, Still Smoking, you just take it with both hands and just beat it against your forehead. Sorry if I'm a little dry mouth today. Been doing a lot of work around the house before I got to this. So anyway, so I'm just going to the one. I'm probably only going to spend a couple hours because it's from 10 to 6. But I get off work at 1, so I might be there from say uh, probably around a little around 2 o'clock to maybe 4 or 5. I don't usually stick around till closing, but I'll get plenty of footage for everybody. No worries about that. And I got my computer working up again. It was like up to 400 something, and I only have like 415. It was like the 430, it was constantly, and no matter what I did, there was some virus that was just eating up all that space. So Sunday, instead of CJ and I making a video, we instead spent the evening fixing my computer over the phone. And so I ended up, what we ended up having to do is just reboot the entire computer completely to just get rid of everything and just start fresh. Fortunately, the games that I've been playing, like Bard's Tale and Wizardry, their their memory is safe, so I can get back to them right where I left off. Same thing with Dungeon Punks, so those are safe too. Pretty much everything else, though, I pretty much have to start all over again for whatever reason. For some reason, the older games, uh, the cloud just doesn't save them on a regular. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know, how it decides. But That's why with Legends of it always fails me. It fails me just like the children I never had. So anyway, and if you've probably seen the video already, you probably already seen the business cards I got. So I'm going to be handing those around at the convention as well, which I am really proud of how well, not proud, but I'm really happy with how uh Vistaprint did them. Although I do think that is a little redundant having the CRPG on there twice on the card. So if I redo these, I'll probably figure out something else to put there besides CRPG Dungeons and Dragons. Probably a list of the things I do on the channel as well. I'll end up doing. I don't know, but yeah, it's good for what I need right now. But yeah, I'm gonna have to. Now that's just cold. Calling me Al Bundy. He's actually cool. I'm not. Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, I'm looking forward to going to this one because this one wasn't here last year. And I think I mentioned it last time. Last year there was next to nothing going on convention wise. Probably. I never actually watched the show. Even when I was a teenager, I never actually watched the show. It wasn't um that was back when Fox was still trying to find its niche, I guess. So they were coming up with like some really obnoxious Fox in the 90s. They came up with like some early 90s specifically. They came up with some really obnoxious shows just to stand out from everybody. And that was the one that stood out the most was that one because they had different kinds of shows at the time that they were trying to sell out. They were just as bad, or not as bad, but just as obnoxious or crude comedy on them. But that was the one that everybody attached to, and none of the other shows they did watched it. You want to know the funny thing? I didn't care for her, not one iota, and it's mainly because I don't like airheads. I know the actress herself is very smart, very intelligent. She's got college degrees, but I'm not one to judge. I'm not one to judge. But yeah, I'm more in the lines of I'm kind of into Renaissance kind of women. Physically, I'm into Renaissance kind of women. I mean, if I'm going to go to a buffet, I want to make sure the girl I'm going with is going to eat just as much as me, and not just a salad with nothing on it. No, scratch that. She didn't eat a salad. She ate a leaf of lettuce with with a partial crouton and a glass of water with no ice, and she ate that at a buffet. And that was a girlfriend I had at the time. We went to a buffet before going to see a movie, as it was right next door. We were going like, man, I'm kind of hungry, and movie's not going to be on for another 2 3 hours because we just missed the showing that they had by about 30 minutes because she decided that she was going to take her dear sweet time getting her makeup on. I'm pretty adamant about schedules, and she just wasn't into it. No, she wasn't vegan. She was just really into her physical appearance, which was fine. So, but yeah, she just, if I could take a girl to a buffet and she'll eat just as much as I do, I'm fine with her. But if I were to take a girl to a buffet and the only thing she eats is a leaf of lettuce, partial crouton, a glass of water with no ice, I might have issues. But about enough about my love life. Let's get back to what I was talking about here. I got the screen. I wrote it down, some notes just to be sure. And in the video, I'll have the pictures up so you guys can see them a little better. I know you've played the game. Um, I'm talking about Legend of Grimrock. I know you've played it. So um, let's see here. But for anybody else that's listening in, and there is going to be a video later on, probably over the weekend, where I do a little bit of a better explanation of things. But this one, it's got, from what I understand here, this is more like a villains roster. Kind of like in the vein of a Suicide Squad kind of a character grouping, where you have a human, a minotaur, lizard man, and insectoid races, instead of elf, dwarf, and whatever else, halflings. So they kind of differentiate itself right there by using what usually, character classes that would usually be in monster categories in most other games. I actually like that differentiation. It stands out, to me anyway. It also has a name generator, which I'm not going to use this time. I used it the last time, but I'm not going to use it this time because I want everybody to come up with their own names for characters and stuff. If I end up not getting anything, then I'll use the name generator. But humans are even straight out. Oh, by the way, it only has uh, four stats instead of the usual five like other games do. This one only, because charisma is right out of there. It's not even, since it's not even needed. It's not even in the game. So you have strength, dexterity, vitality, and willpower. For humans, it's straight 10 up and down the path. So yeah, just straight tens all around. And for humans, they get the most skill points though to use in the skilled categories, which is athletics, armor, axes, maces, swords, and unarmed combat. So you get to use 4 points on those. They don't have anything special in traits, but they can use aggressive, agile, athletic, aura, cold-blooded, evasive, demon ancestor, fist fighter, fist fighter, healthy, poison resistant, skill, strong mind, and tough. And you can only choose two of those. Then you got the Minotaurs, which they have a +5 in strength, which makes it 15, a -4 in dexterity, making it 6, +4 in vitality, making it 14, and -3 in willpower, making it 7. And so, yeah, there's a little differentiation there. Theirs is mostly the dumb brute mentality. And I have nothing against dumb brutes. Okay, behave yourself. But in oh, okay, yeah, I'm sure that's what you meant. Uh, let's see here. So in the traits, they get a extra little thing just for their race called Headhunter, which is basically it adds a +3 for every skull the Minotaur collects. I thought that was the most brutal thing I've ever heard of. He gets power from collecting skulls. So yeah, and he carries it in his inventory, which is a small inventory. I think. Well, let's see here. A Minotaur can carry up to 60 kilograms. A human 45. So he can carry a little bit more than the other guys, but it still kind of gets there after a while. Okay, then you got Lizard Man. And the reason I'm going to do a video is because they have pictures as well for the characters. So I want people to be able to see those pictures, and I'm going to numerize them so people can actually pick what picture is the character is going to be as well. Then you got Lizard Man, which with them they have a dexterity of +2 and a willpower -1, and then they get 3 skill points. Oh yeah, Minotaurs only get 1 skill point. And I don't think they have anything particular for. Well, I haven't run into any skulls at all in the game, so in my previous playthrough, so I have no idea to tell you the truth. Um, yeah, I don't think they have any special traits to come by. So, and yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, so nothing really special. Although those are the ones that seem to be the best thieves because their dexterity is higher than everybody else naturally. So yeah, Lizardman, which is strange to me because Lizardman were probably I would probably pick as being like Minotaurs being the dumb brute type in most other games. Insecticons, Insecticons. I'm thinking Transformers for some reason. Well, like I said, I was still just starting to get around on the game before everything went kaput. So, like I said, I probably missed a few things since I don't know the map layout at all. So, insectoids are probably the out of the bunch. Yeah, I'm looking at it, and it's they also have a skill points of 3. So lizardmen and insectoids stand equal on skill points. Oh, thing I forgot to mention: when it comes to minotaurs, they also take up 24% to feed them. Food consumption is plus 20%. So they have to eat food more than everybody else. Where the insectoid is negative 15% when it comes to food consumption. So they don't starve as quickly as the rest of as the others in comparison. I'm guessing here. I'm guessing that's what they mean by that. They have a -2 to strength, which is 8. Dexterity is 11. Vitality is 8. And willpower is 14. So yeah, they're natural magic users. Feed me, Seymour. That's good. See here with the insectoid, it goes. Oh, it says I can also import portraits, but I usually try to go with vanilla when it comes to the portraits because I've tried putting portraits in other games, and I always seem the hardest time doing it. Even though everybody tells me it's so easy to do, I'm not computer literate sometimes. So, well, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. There and also insectoids have the least amount of stuff they can carry. Considering ants can pick up 10 times their own weight, insectoids apparently can't do that. And of course, they only got 4 pictures. Lizardman's the same thing, only 4 pictures, and same thing with Minotaurs, even though they have one female in the picture, pictured here. Humans have 7, 5 male, 2 female. And that's pretty much it with that one. So we're going to get out of this real quick. Go on to the next game. I know, right? All right, I'm getting onto the other game here, which of course is, you know it, you love it, Pool of Radiance. Which I think I could do an easier job of not going into the game and just going into the manual, I think. Yeah, there we go. Let me get this over here. Oh, no. Oh, that way. There we go. I'm always going the wrong direction because when it comes to the mouse, I want to go one direction because my computer is over here, but I have to go this direction. So it kind of confuses me sometimes. I'm confused. Let's see here. Manual. Like I said, I am going to do a video which will be a lot more helpful than me just reading it off. So, but I'm just giving some ideas to think about before I actually do the videos. Because Pool of Radiance might be a little while. Same thing with what's the other one? Uh, yeah, I'm going back. I thought about it. Three fighters, a thief, a cleric, and a mage. That might be a little bit easier because I think having two mages has been redundant a lot of the time. Especially like if I use a sleep spell, the other one doesn't do it. So okay, so yeah, that is one thing I'm going to bring up though when it comes to the three fighters. I'm going to keep when I get to the what is it, Curse of the Azure Bonds. When you do the you have the two extra characters, which is I believe a paladin and a ranger. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm waiting for you to see if you correct me or not. Okay. So yeah, three fighters, a thief. I am not wrong. Okay, so two of the fighters will eventually be canceled out by these by the time I hit Hillsfar. And then when I go over to from Hillsfar over, because if I remember, you got the thief, cleric, fighter, and one of the thief, cleric, fighter, mage, or magic user. I think the term is magic user in AD&D. So it is. I'm looking at it right now. It's a magic user. So two of the fighters will be removed or replaced with a paladin and a ranger by the time we get to Curse of the Azure Bonds. Which I want to. That's a warning for everybody that if one of your fighters is picked for the party, I might be switching it over to a paladin. So anybody that picks a fighter also pick a paladin and a ranger in case that happens. Um, yeah, Hillsfar is kind of a weird one from my understanding because if you look at the menu thing, which I'll show when I do the video, it goes from it shows Pool of Radiance and it shows Hillsfar, then it shows Curse of the Azure Bonds. Now, what happened was they made Pool of Radiance, but then they made Hillsfar like a few months later while they were working on Curse of the Azure Bonds. And while they were working on it, uh, they made Hillsfar in between as an in betweener while they were building things up. But I describe Hillsfar as kind of like it's basically a Dungeons and Dragons video game version of a Renaissance fair. Because basically that's what the whole thing is. It's basically a bunch of mini games. and you got 4 sets. You got one. You got one, and you got 4 different storylines. You got one for a fighter, one for a thief, one for a cleric, and one for a magic user. So when it was coming up to that, and I saw that, I was reading through the manuals and saw that 2 classes are, you know, introduced in the God, Curse of the Azure Bonds. I go, well, I'm going to have to, I want the experience having a paladin and a ranger in the game too. So what I figured was I would just use 4 of the characters from Pool of Radiance and then bring them onto the and each do a video of maybe or a few videos of each of their storylines each. I said each twice. One storyline for the fighter, do a bunch of videos for that, however many I have to do. Same thing for the other 3, and then move on. Once that's all taken care of, move on to the next game. So that's the plan anyway. And originally, when I did the original run of Friday Night Randomness, I was going to do Hillsfar, but then I realized, then when I was going through it, it says load characters from Pool of Radiance. I'm all like, that's a thing, and then so I checked up on, uh, I did a little research on it, and that's when I found out that you can transfer Pool of Radiance to Hillsfar and actually do Pool of Radiance and Hillsfar for Curse of the Azure Bonds. So I go, well, I want to do the full experience as they intended it, so I'm going to do Hillsfar as well. But and I think that's what was missed in the NES version. And I haven't even played the NES version, but a lot of people play the NES version and say, "What there seems to be no point to this game." Well, there was a point, but you would have to do the PC, version in order to get the full feel of it. I believe, because if you not transferring your characters, there's no real point of having Hillsfar because you start off with like third level characters or fourth, fifth, something like that. You do your transfer of characters and whatnot, and but out of all the transferable games I've seen with D&D, Wizardry, and whatnot, I think that's the only time I've seen it where it's like you can transfer to almost in what would be conceived as an entirely different game, entirely, because it is an entirely different game. It's a it's a game full of mini games. So yeah, it's so that's how that worked out with Pool of Radiance and those 3 games. So yeah, instead of what everybody thought was, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 games, it's actually 5. Excuse me. And then, oh, of course, also with Pool of Radiance, I was going to say when I start building those characters, also let me know about your stats that you came up with, and it's going to be with first edition AD and D. So, because that's when Pool of Radiance was created, was when the first edition AD&D was still around. So it goes by those rules, the THACO rules, and because I think it's second edition also did the same thing, but first edition AD&D that was THACO definitely. So when you do the stats, do it in that fashion, and let me know what you rolled, and kind of go from there. And if you know D&D, if you know AD&D, you know what to roll for. I'll if I have to, I'll when I come to doing the Pool of Radiance video, I'll do a better explanation. What else? Oh yeah, I was also going to do Eye of the Beholder trilogy. Yeah, I'm going back to that one um, because I forgot I was even playing that one. I got to doing all the other games and I totally forgot I was doing Eye of the Beholder. So since I'm here, I might as well download that. And I know me and CJ have been playing Barony for a while, and it looks like we might be switching over to another game soon called Dungeons of Sandaria, which has mostly positive reviews, and it only came out last month, or I should say last December, in the middle of December. So he's trying to get me to go onto that one, so I think I'm going to give it a shot here soon. It's only $14.99 right now, which isn't a bad price for a new game. And yeah, since we're having fun with Barony, we're still going to play Barony, of course, and trying to coerce people into joining us. Ooh, oh, didn't mean to start a video. Sorry about that. Yeah, I turned on Steam and I went to a page and it automatically started playing a video. Apparently the sound was on. Didn't know that. Interesting. Anyways, I was saying while I was here, I might as well download uh, Eye of the Beholder while I was at it. Yeah, so I'm trying to get more D&D games going right now because it's called CRPG Dungeons and Dragons Night, and I only have like a couple D&D games going right now. So I'm trying to get more D&D games going. So I'm not making a liar out of myself. All right, so install. Oh yeah, and we also want Dungeon Hack on there. So when I feel like I'm a little incensed, 4d6, re-rolling one, adding top three numbers. Yeah, that's how I usually do it. All right, so that's back on there. Uh, well, since I'm already, I tried to get fantasy playing, but for some reason it's not playing properly just right now. Turns out I have to do some program adjusting to get it to run right on the computer. I do too. That's why I'm not. And same thing with Bard's Tale. So I'm leaving those on. Dungeon Punks, I'm almost done with. I think I got like four or five more levels to go. So I'm depending on how many rounds I have to go through an area. Because you've seen whenever I play, it's like you go through the same areas like 6 or 7 times just to get the equipment and leveling to beat the main boss at the end. And I think they were going for a comedy with this one, but the comedy elements just pissed me off. If you remember, there was what was it? They tell you, "Oh, we need you to go find our pet," and they never describe what the pet is. So of course you kill this very ferocious, ugly bird. You go, "You killed our pet." I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And that happened. I was like, with that, and now I think they're the main villains. These people you were helping out at the beginning, they kept bitching about everything. You ended up basically doing work for them for free. True, but apparently they are pissing on me now because the last one, now they're in charge of the evil group that they were hinting at was in charge of everything. Now they're saying these people are in charge now. So I'm just sitting there like, yeah, they're the villains. So there's like three, four, maybe five more levels to go. So hopefully I'll get that done by the end of March, and now I'm figuring out what game to put in its place. And right now, I don't want to buy any more games right now because right now my budgetary constraints are really ridiculous. So I'm deciding, and yeah, I'm deciding what I want to replace it with. Because I might do Dark Alliance over again because I was really disappointed with the footage I had of it. So I just got rid of all of it, and I'm gonna do it again sometime. I might do that. Uh, let's see here. I might forego the strategy of what is it? Divinity Dragon Commander, because I can't even get past the first level on it. It's like within a few minutes, my it's ridiculously tough even at easy. Because yeah, the moment I started to get things set up, I'm still setting up stuff, and they're already attacking me, and I'm wiped out within like 15 minutes. It's sitting there going, "Are you kidding me?" So yeah, the easiest part of the game is the tutorial. And the thing that really ticks me off is the fact that when they set up your camera, they got you facing towards your castle or whatever with your back to the enemy. So so if you don't turn around, you have no idea that they're doing anything. So yeah, I'm not going to do Dragon Commander, and a lot of people have already told me that I don't need to play Dragon Commander to get a feel for the other Divinity games. So I'm probably just going to play the other Divinity games. And I'm going to be starting with Divine Divinity. I think it's called. I think that's the first one. Yeah, that looks like the first one. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'll wiki it real quick. I'll just wiki it real quick. Uh, Bring that over to here so I can still see you chatting with me. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so yeah, so Divinity Dragon Commander is a spin-off, and it's taking place more than 1,000 years before the first game. So yeah, I really don't have to play that one at all, really, if I'm going to get any enjoyment out of it. So it goes Divinity or Divine Divinity, Beyond Divinity, Divinity 2, however that works. And then Divinity Original Sin and Original Sin 2. And apparently it's in a really obnoxious order how they did it, the story wise. So I'm not even going to bother trying to figure out a chronological order. I'll just play them in release order. So let's see here. Okay, so that might be on the list there. So I'll write that down. So Divine Divinity. which kind of has the older Baldur's Gate kind of look. And let's see here, also on my list. Well, right now I am playing Dragon Age, so that's not even going to be up there since I'm already playing it. Which, by the way, I have to start. I went up to the point where I made a new character already, and I made it up to the point where I was having issues, and I'm going to be continuing from there. Fortunately, I was so early in the game that it really doesn't even matter. So it's going to be continuing from where I left off initially. There might be some physical differences to the character, and that's about it because I don't remember what he even looked like at the time because I didn't check on my videos to look it up. Uh, let's see, I got Ravenloft on here. How many games are in Ravenloft? Let me look at it. Okay, let me take a look at the D&D the gold box games here real quick. No, I haven't. The reason I haven't continued on it is because of the issues that I've been having, and I am coming back to it. It was just it's been taking me a while to get back to it because of all the crap that happened with my computer. Because it had finally gotten to the point where none of my games were even playable anymore. There was so much crap on it. Let's see here. Okay. We also have I might try Spelljammer again, even though I barely made it like 2 seconds into the game without getting my shit blown up. So I might do some looking up on strategies and stuff on that. I might do that one. So okay, I'll put Spelljammer on there. Wizardry 7, I felt like, having two Wizardry games on, and they both kind of both have completely different playing styles to them. I decided to give Wizardry 7 a break, especially since I just lost everything on it. So I think I removed all the videos and I'm going to start over again on it. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. And I'm going to have people help me create the characters again. I also have Dark Sun, which is 2 games. I don't know if they do transferables on that one. I can take a look real here. It doesn't tell me just yet. It just tells me to download the DLC first. Then, of course, you got the Kryn games, which people have been bouncing back and forth on whether or not those are good. And of course, there's Ravenloft. And then, of course, in the Forgotten Realms, we also have the Savage Frontier. I don't know if I'm going to be messing around with Unlimited Adventures, which is basically create a RPG Maker version of the Pool of Radiance and that series. Oh, since I have the T-shirt, I'll also put Menza Baranzan on there. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Menzoberranzan. Menzo Baranzan. And of course, I don't even know if I'm ever going to play any of the Silver Box games after I bought them. I feel like that was kind of a waste of my money because I can't get any of them to work properly. Controllers or anything. And they don't even have the manuals on the thing to set up. I had to go look for them. And even those don't tell you anything. I keep saying Wizardry 7, I mean 6, yeah. You have to correct me every single time. So, okay, and Deathkeep I might try again. Okay, so that's four that I have up for right now to replace uh, Dungeon Punks. I might go back to Grotesque Tactics, which that one also lost its save, even though I went through the. Funny thing was is I saved all I put all the saves on a flash drive as suggested by my cousin, and apparently that trick didn't work for whatever reason. And of course, I'm going to be playing Idle Champions at least for a little while as kind of a filler for Friday Night Randomness for a while. I already got some footage for it as of a couple days ago. So uh, it's not my really style of my style of game. Where I just kind of stand there and just click things to death. No real. Yeah, it's just not my cup of tea really. But I'm gonna at least play it. Have it on for a few hours. I might come back to Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. No, not that one. I meant to say Gallows Spire because it kind of had the same symbol next to it. Gallows Spire Survivors, which is that rogue light game that I was playing for a while. I might go back to that too, and I might just put that in Friday Night Randomness as well. Any roguelike or idle games, I'll probably just put on. I'm not a big fan of idle, really. I mean, it's a nice time killer when I can't think of anything else to do. Oh, I forgot I even had these. Pillars of Eternity. Know anything about that one? Yeah, when I first started up the channel, I just started buying old RPGs left and right while I had the money. Pillars of Eternity. I think I'll throw that on there too. And at some point, I'll put a. Planescape Torment. Because I forgot I was playing that one too. Never did get back to it. I think I ended up erasing the videos. And I think let's see, well, Shadowrun I'm working on, so I think that's the one I have up next before I go into Bard's Tale again. Let's see. Solasta. Planescape Torment was basically you're playing. You don't make a character; it's already pre-made character. You just build it. Make his stats the way you want to, and he's basically, I would say, either a mentally sound zombie because he's dead. He's undead. He's more, not quite a zombie, but he's not a vampire or anything like that either. I would almost say he's a revenant, even though they don't typify that's what he is. I'm under the opinion he's a revenant of some kind. Oh yeah, Wasteland. And I got the original classic and the remastered, so I could do either one. And if anybody does vote for Wasteland, I'll probably put up okay, which one, the original classic or which is basically it's not even the original really. It's more like an updated version, so you didn't have to use the booklet. And I'm not going to put any more wizardry up there right now. So, oh yeah, Al Qadim. Which is kind of like the genie's curse, which I haven't heard that particular setting being used very much anymore. Which is kind of like a Arabian Nights, Aladdin's lamp kind of setting. So yeah. So when I get around to needing a new game, a new game for the channel, I have a big list right here. If I can ever get fantasy to work properly, which there's 3 games, I'll bring that one up too. Okay, let's go to GOG real quick. Sometime today would be nice. All right, get that over to here. Not interested. Okay, owned games. We got Crystals of Arborea. That's no relation to the Arborea in Flash Gordon, if anybody's wondering. Crystals of Arborea. Now, if it's part of a series, I'll put the first game, first game listed on there. Wait, do I have Icewind Dale? I do have Icewind Dale. Okay. Because, yeah, the sequels is in, what do you call it? The other game. And it is the sequel they have on GOG. So I bought Icewind Dale off of GOG. Okay, back to this. The Ishar trilogy, which I don't know anything about really. And of course, we also have almost the entire series of the core Might and Magic series. I'm not going to do the strategy series, which is Heroes of Might and Magic. 'Cause so far, strategy games have not been very good for my channel. But I will play Dragon Shard if I can ever get back to it, because that's actually a really interesting cross hybrid. It's an interesting hybrid of strategy and RPG. So, because you have a party, you have champions, which are basically your D&D player characters, and then you have other stuff. So, I might get back to Dragon Shard again. I don't know, but I'm not going to put that on the list right now. So, Might and Magic. Uh, of course, Temple of Elemental Evil. I might want to get back to that one again. Uh, Realms of Arcania. Now, a lot of these games, I only bought them because it said they were CRPGs, Thunderscape. And I know very little, if anything, about a lot of them. Oh, and Fantasy, if I can ever get it running. Hell, I even grabbed Neverwinter Night. Oh, Neverwinter Nights. Thank you for reminding me of yourself, Dave. So that's a lot of games right there. But okay, go back to. Oh, Right, so the Chalice. You got that. Shadowrun I'm already doing. Stonekeep. Did I write down Stonekeep yet? Stonekeep. Yeah, I accidentally wrote Deathkeep instead of Stonekeep, which is a different game entirely, and I don't have that one. Let's see here. Now, is there any NES games or Genesis games, or basically just console games that are uh, pre CD that I would be interested in playing that are not JRPGs? Let me emphasize that, not JRPGs. That I would be interested in playing, maybe. Because I can go on WoW and download it probably immediately. Let's see what I have on here right now. Because I got a few games on here already. Right, because right now I'm playing Order of the Griffin, which was Turbo Graphics. Uh, Shadowrun. Well, there's also the Genesis Warriors of the Eternal Sun, which I might get back to as soon as Miley. She's grabbing at my leg. Let's see here. Yeah, Warriors of the Eternal Sun, which is Genesis exclusive. I got that on here too. So let's see here. Shadowrun, which I'm still playing. And there's also the Shadowrun for the Genesis, which eventually I'll get around to as soon as I'm done with this one. But like before, this is another game that I'm going to have to start all over again. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Dragon Strike. Oh, the NES version. Yeah, funny thing is the Dragon Strike for the PC and the Dragon Strike for NES are almost entirely different games. I mean, it's the same storyline and all that, but they're almost completely different games. Because one's overhead and the other one's POV. Okay. But a lot of the arcade kind of games that I had as individuals, I'm probably going to put those back with Friday Night Randomness since they really don't fit with a lot of the other stuff. So that's probably going to be a thing. In fact, I got rid of all my one shot videos, and playlist isn't even there anymore. So yeah, other than the arcade game Dungeons and Dragons, the arcade games Dungeons and Dragons, those are staying as they are. But I am going to go and do all the older one shot games over again, and they're going to be with Friday Night Randomness from here on out. Because some of them I might play a few more times other than just once. Let's see here. But yeah. So with the list, are you still with me, JP? Or are you a little busy? Oh, I'm dripping on the paper. Okay, I'm going to have to put that over here from here on out. Yeah, exactly. So I just made myself this huge list here. Now I got to cut it down to at least 4 games. So I'm going to have you help me out here, JP. Uh, if it's a game you think I would be interested in playing on the channel, let me know. Just say yay or nay on the chat. That counts for anybody that's in the chat that shows up in the chat, even though I just said that and nobody but one person's in the chat right now. Divine Divinity. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna name off the games. You give me a Y or N, so on your thing, so you don't have to type it out forever. Divine Divinity. And please be honest. You won't hurt my feelings. I think I'm going to get my wrists a rest. Okay. You had to be okay. Spelljammer. Now, if it's a game you're unfamiliar with, you can go either way. So, or you could just tell me you're unfamiliar with it, and I'll just put a okay. Spelljammer. Menzoberranzan. Which I tried out the other day, and it does play a little bit like oh, what do you call it? Eye of the Beholder. I noticed it's got the same kind of battle system. Which, when I'm done with this, we'll talk about the battle systems of the various games I've played so far. Okay, so Arcade Mirror Branson, Stone Keep. You wouldn't play Stone Keep? Okay. All right, so X on that one. Grotesque Tactics. And I did have videos of that at one time, but I think I might be getting rid of them because I'm going to have to do all that stuff all over again. Sure, okay. Pillars of Eternity. Oh, you loved Stone Keep. Okay, well, I'll put that on there too. Scratch that out. Okay. Now about Pillars of Eternity. Never seen it. Okay. Planescape Torment, and you said you didn't know that one either. Okay. Get out of there. Ah. Get my arms around. look at all that. Ugh. I'm pointing the wrong way. I'm looking at the screen here. There we go. Yeah, I was starting to cut in, so I gotta get used to those because I want to wear them for the convention Sunday. But I'm trying to get used to wearing them. I think I was wearing them a little too tight. Anyway, but okay, so not sure on Planescape. Okay, probably. I'm guessing you don't know Solasta. I think no. So things that you're not into. Okay, Wasteland. I'm definitely going for myself. Al Qadim. I'm not quite sure about, so that one's a question for me. Uh, Crystals of Arborea. I okay. Planescape. All right. All right. Crystals of Arborea. I'm not quite sure about myself, so Icewind Dale. Yes, no, I don't know. Third base, kiss my ass. I don't know. Well, it's spelled Solasta. I might come back to that one. All right, so ones we never heard of, I'm scratching out. So those two, and I might come back to them later. Okay, Planscape, I'm also writing out for right now. Wasteland, I know it's not a D&D game and it's kind of out of the norms. Well, since I'm playing Shadowrun, might as well have Wasteland on there too. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll get that. I'll scratch that one out until I'm done with Baldur's Gates. Then, okay. The Yeshar trilogy. I'm guessing you never heard of that one, so I'm writing that one out. Might and Magic. Oh, for people that are popping on right now, um, I might check it out at some time if I can find them. Yeah, I am keeping Wasteland, but should that be one of the ones that take over when Dungeon Punks is over? That's right. Gamma World is basically like Wasteland or Fallout, if I remember correctly. But what's going on, Jason, is figuring out. I'm going to be done with Dungeon Punks in like 4 or 5 more levels. If you've been watching those videos, and I'm deciding what right now what game I want to take, replace it with. So right now we've got it down to Divine Divinity, Spelljammer, Menzoberranzan, Stone Keep, Grotesque Tactics, Wasteland, Al Qadim, which is basically a Zelda version of a D&D Arabic setting that they had for a while. So I'm kind of iffy on Al Qadim right now. Um, so I just put a question mark on that one. And Might and Magic. I might return to Temple of Elemental Evil, so I'll check that one right there. Uh, Neverwinter Nights. I might go back to that one, so I better check that one off too. Now the ones that are standing out is Might and Magic, Thunderscape Fantasy, spelled Phantasie, which was made by the same company that made the Gold Box games. And then you have Knights of the Chalice. And any games that people are unfamiliar with, I guess I just kind of scratch them off. Excuse me, I got hiccups. I get hiccups when I talk a lot. Go figure. Okay, so that's two for Spelljammer. I tried it one time for one of my earlier Friday night randomnesses before I erased practically my entire library thanks to YouTube. Um, thank you, YouTube. So what ended up happening was is the 10-minute footage I have of that game disappeared as well. Oh, it's one of those. Okay, but yeah, I'll put that on there. So Spelljammer, I'm gonna sit down, right down here for now. I want to break it down to at least 4 games, and then I can put it up for a vote for everybody. So Spelljammer's on the list, and I know, and I'm fully aware I'm probably going to have a bitch of a time just getting it started. Because one of the very first things it does is put you in space combat, and I had no idea what I was doing. So next time I start up that game, I'm going to read the manual first. Okay, so well, Wasteland's going to be there too. Okay, so Might and Magic said it wasn't really your bag. Here I went and bought all, all the Might and Magic games on GOG. The only one they didn't have, I think, was 10. And from what I understand, that one was not very good to begin with. So I might get to it, I might not. Let's see. Menzo Baranzan, which I have I have the T-shirt. So whenever I play that game, I should probably wear it. So yeah, Menzo Baranzan's on there. Okay, so I need one more game. So, okay, let me scratch those out so I don't read them over again. And where's Wasteland at? Okay. So we got Divine Divinity. Uh, I decided against Stone Keep. Grotesque Tactics. Al Qadim. Curse of the Genie. That's the same game, but Might and Magic. Temple of Elemental Evil, which I have to get. I want to get back to, but yeah, so I had to end up, I'm going to end up getting rid of the videos on that one, but I want to start over on that. I'll be aware of that. Thank you very much. Okay, so I just need one more, as I keep saying. So Divine Divinity, Grotesque Tactics, Al Qadim, Might and Magic, Temple of Elemental Evil, Realms of Arcania, Thunderscape Fantasy. That's Phantasie, and it's a really old one. Neverwinter Nights and Knights of the Chalice is what I'm down to now. But I put aside Spelljammer, Wasteland, and Menzo Baranzan, so I just want one more. Oh, sounds like my dad's up. He's not feeling too well again. I wonder if they ever did any Gamma World CRPGs. I should look that up. Let me do a quick little search here. Let's go here. Doesn't look like it. He's actually quite cleaned up. The bruise under his eye is almost completely gone. His the swelling in his hand has gone down quite a bit, and I think his fingers healed up because he's been using his hand regularly. Um, but yeah, he uses a walker just to get up the one step now. He's able to get down it okay. It's getting up. It's the trick. Let's see. An hour and 15 minutes has already gone by. Wow. I'm out of ice. Hmm. Well, I think I could just stick with three maybe and then just put that up for vote. I'll put the vote up when I get closer to finishing Dungeon Punks. And I'll also have a video up and probably, hopefully, over the weekend for Legend of Grimrock character creation so everybody can cast their ballots in for what character types they want. And you guys can give me one, four, five, how many characters you want, because I'm just going to be basically pulling them out of a hat as I create. Not literally, but I'll be basically just picking at random which characters are going to be used. So there's going to be four of them. So yeah. And same thing with Pool of Radiance. I'm going to do a video on that when I get closer to starting videos on that again. And I'll go through the whole character creation and whatnot. And then, and JP, I know you heard this already. I'm just saying this for Jason and anybody else that pops on sake. Um, uh, what me and JP talked about earlier, well, I talked about, and he just listened, was even though it's listed that there's four games in the Pool of Radiance series, there's actually five. And it goes from Pool of Radiance, Hillsfar, Curse of the Azure Bonds, and then the last two games. The reason I'm bringing up the first three by title is because most people think it goes from Pool of Radiance to Curse of the Azure Bonds. And what would happen is when the games were created, I kind of explained it a little bit as best as I could. They made Hillsfar as an in betweener because they were still developing uh, Curse of the Azure Bonds at the time. So they made it as a filler game. So they made that you could take your Pool of Radiance characters, transfer them to Hillsfar, and well, one at a time because it's basically individual stories that you have for a fighter, a thief, a cleric, and a mage, and you play them each one at a time and go through their stories. and then you can transfer those characters over. Whatever level up you have gotten for them, they can go over to um, Curse of the Azure Bonds. I'm still having a hard time with that title. So what you would do with all that, what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to play through Pool of Radiance, hopefully get past those damn trolls that are always giving me a shitty problem, and then at the end of the game, I'm going to transfer 4 of the characters out of the 6 to Hillsfar, and those 4 are going to be, of course, a fighter, a thief, a cleric, and a mage or magic user. Because the party is going to be made up of 3 fighters. The initial party in Pool of Radiance is going to be 3 fighters, a thief, um, 3 fighters, a thief, cleric, and magic user. And I'm not going to do any of the cross character crap, you know, where they doing multi-class crap. I'm not going to do any of that because apparently that drags the game really bad. So I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to have 3 fighters, a thief, cleric, magic user. But by the time we get to Hillsfar, I'm going to be dropping 2 of those fighters. So what I'm going to be telling people is, if you make a fighter, also give me either a paladin or a ranger, because that's going to be one of the replacements for those fighters when we get to Curse of the Azure Bonds, because those are introduced in that game. So when I get around to Pool of Radiance and doing that series in its entirety, I hope. Yeah, I'll do a complete rundown on character creation and stuff on it, because this is just at the top of my head right now. I haven't really got anything thought out completely. Other than that, yeah, earlier, go ahead and watch earlier in this live stream, and I talk at some length about the character creation in Legend of Grimrock, which is the next game I'm going to be bringing up here soon. Oh yeah, there is going to be a game that will be coming up soon. If you remember in one of my earlier Friday Night Randomness, I did a demo of. I'm trying to think of the name of the game right now. I clicked on the wrong thing. There we go. Let's see here. Go to store. Hmm, yeah, bollocks. Okay. Let's see here. I gotta figure out what the name of the game was. So I'm gonna go to my own channel and look up my own video to find out what it was. Mm, let's go back over here. I can see you guys chatting. If anybody says anything anymore. Mm, it's not what I wanted to do. I hate it when my computer decides to make decisions for me. All right, so okay, I'll keep that on there. All right, so Randomness. Turn the music off. Scald, that's right. Scald against the Black Priory, which I don't think is out yet. Here, I'm going to look that up. Which I had fun playing that demo. So let's see. When does it come out? Second quarter of 2024. Okay, there was back a couple of Friday Night Randomnesses ago. I played a demo called Scald Against the Black Priory. Okay. Well, be sure to stay healthy, man. Okay, so yeah, it's called Scald Against the Black Prairie demo was what I played, but the game itself isn't out for at least another quarter. So, but it's supposed to come out this year, and I think I'll definitely put that on the list for whatever game I finish afterwards, because I enjoyed that demo. That was fun. So Scald. Against the Black Prairie. Wait a minute. Do I still have that on here? I didn't put Pathfinder back up. It should be up here. Okay. Because that's another game I got on my channel. So library, Pathfinder, Kingmaker, install. Accept. Yeah. Oh, you had to bring up Darkest Dungeon. A friend of mine, he's been playing, and he says he goes, if you want to keep your blood pressure low, do not play that game. He goes, it's not as bad as Getting Over It, but it's right up there. Um, Me or JP? Because right now I haven't. I've completed very few games on my channel because most of them are very long, or they have parts where I just can't seem to get past. But game wise, play wise, um, it pretty much has a lot to do with the playing style, which I was going to talk about today today at some point. Um, because it just depends on the playing style and how, presentation. Because I like different games for different reasons. I like the wizardry games because I those are actually the first CRPGs I've ever played. Never completed any of them, but they were the first ones I played. Um, but I do like wizardry. Um, let's see. Well, Bard's Tale, I guess, comes up on the same issue because it's kind of the same playing style. Um, but right now, when it comes to presentation of gameplay and story, right now I'd probably lean towards oh boy, that is a tough one. I would say Pathfinder right now, Kingmaker. But when it comes and with story, I would say Pathfinder because the story really comes into what you do in the game. Another good one I like is you're gonna find this funny. I actually like a lot of the stuff that goes on in Pool of Radiance, even though I haven't really been able to get far in it. Um, Pretty much any game where it gives you like how do you describe it? Well, in D&D, there's or any other RPG, people tend to use miniatures when doing combat sessions. Always showing off, JP. I have nothing against you for it, though. So anyway, someone mentioned Stone Shard to me, so I'm probably going to be having the prologue up for which is the demo for Stone Shard here in a couple of well, next week maybe for Friday Night Randomness if I ever get around to it. Because I got pretty much almost every video ready for, or every clip I'm going to use for Friday Night Randomness ready. So yeah, Hills Far you can go with or without, so it doesn't really hurt anything. But I just wanted play it as it was pretty much intended. So that explains why you're always on my ass when I'm doing stuff wrong or something. Because you completed all the games I'm trying out for the first time ever, and you're going to rub my nose in it whenever I screw up. I don't mind that. My best friend used to do that to me all the time. I used to have all but three, uh, all the way up, and I didn't have 11 because I didn't have online. And I think was up to 12. I even had 10 too. But I think that was also one of the main reasons why I don't play JRPGs on this channel was because of uh, I almost got it this last time. I almost made it. I was down to the ninth floor. Yeah, I'm just doing the 10th floor one right now. I might come back and try the 24 floors later on, but I just want to see if I can make it through 10 first. But yeah, I made it down to 9. I was really proud of that. Well, I hope to make it somewhere in the game. So, yeah, let's see here. Let's see. But yeah, I just downloaded Dungeon Hack as we were talking because you reminded me. I go, oh yeah, Dungeon Hack. I better put it on there. But I might just do a Dungeon Hack as its own game again instead of putting it with Friday Night Randomness like I did the last time. Because I thought I was going to be on just for a short period of time. I didn't think I was going to make it all the way up, all the way down to the ninth floor. And that was a first for me. I don't even know why I put on Dragon Age when I started playing it. I think it was because everybody was telling me that it was made by the same people that made Baldur's Gate, and it's also more in to the graphics that more modern games use. Oh, well, this is a journey for me. So let's see. I got well, next video. I don't think I'm going to be doing Shadowrun just yet. I may go to the Bard's Tale next, and then do Wizardry and Dungeon Punks, and then get back to Legend of Grimrock. Because I'm trying to get back to a lot of the games that I've been doing for a while, but haven't had a chance to get back to. Hell, I might even do Dungeon Punks just to try to get it out of the way a little quicker. But let's see here. Yeah, what have I got going with Fresno Friday Night Randomness right now? Um, no, the 2600 version of Venture. Got a Hall of Memes, a little bit more of Idle, Champions of Forgotten Realms. Also got the intermission ready. So, funny thing is, a lot of time goes by on
Hey everyone, welcome back to
shut
Friday
up.
Night Randomness on CR.
But yeah, Isle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. I played it. I thought I was only going to play it for like a half hour. I ended up playing almost an hour before I even realized an hour went by. So I was kind of surprised. I'm like, well, I better get going. You know, it's been a half hour. I look, it's like 57 minutes. I'm going like, how the hell? So yeah, I got some of it ready for next week. I want Friday Night Randomness. It's basically that's my cut and paste videos. So it's like the games that I normally don't play on the regular, I'll put on there, and whatever. So, but right now, yeah, Idle. I'm probably gonna play it for a few more videos, and then I'm probably gonna call it quits because I played it and I had a little fun this last time, but it's just not doing it for me. But I wanted to give it a try anyway since it was free. And see here. Yeah, the Anime Gaming Con, as they're calling it, is going to have Mortal Kombat 1. When was that a thing? See, as you can tell, I've been out of the loop. I mean, I recognize Magic the Gathering and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! So they're going to be having card games there. Mario Kart 8, Smash Brothers Ultimate. So that's the gaming stuff they got going on there. But yeah, I'll be taking pictures and videos and stuff like usual. Yeah, I don't think I find myself comfortable getting lost on idle games, especially when it's like all you're really doing is just sit. It's almost like the game plays itself. Actually, no, that's exactly what it is. The game plays itself, and all you do is just hit the menu stuff, and that's about it. And your characters do all the work. And I played a game like that. It was well, not like that, but it was an RPG where it's just pretty much you just click one command, the characters did all the fighting, and it's one big clusterfuck of fighting, and then it's done. And you had no control over any of the strategy. And I didn't like that. I I actually think that was a Final Fantasy game or a Fantasy Star, one of the Fantasy Stars. But I think the biggest I've tried playing it one time. My friend Daniel tried to get at me to play it, and because I was so unfamiliar with the game and the cards themselves, what was on the cards themselves, I had no clue what I was doing. So of course I lost. To hear from him, but yeah, I don't even think I'm going to be playing them in order anymore. The game, I have them listed in a specific order, but I think it's just whatever I'm in the mood for. That's what I'm going to play. Because I tried doing it as a schedule, and it's like a lot of times I'll get to the game, and it's like you could tell I'm not in the mood to play it at that point. Yeah, I'm probably only going to be on for another 20 minutes because one, I haven't eaten anything since breakfast, and I'm also extremely tired. But I wanted to touch bases with everybody. I don't even think I ever even bothered to do that because it mentions placement, but it's like I never got around to actually getting to what placement was because there's so much stuff happening on the screen half the time I don't even think about it. As you can tell, I'm not fast. I'm not a fast thinker because I'll sit there and think about it. Got a little bit of chafing from those wristbands. What are you doing? Hi. Let's see. So you were the one that suggested JP. You're the one that suggested Stone Shard, right? Or that might have been someone else. I don't know because that was a while back when that was suggested. But it's still fast paced, and that's what kind of gets me is the pacing of it. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, this is getting to the point where I'm just doing gibberish now. But right now, I got on the roster right now, and I might not be playing them uh, in the order that I say them. But it's Bard's Tale trilogy, Wizardry Proving Grounds, and Mad Overlord, Dungeon Punks, Legend of Grimrock, Dragon Age Origins, which I was able to get right back to where I left off on with a pretty much the same character. So, Forgotten Realms, Pool of Radiance, Baldur's Gate uh, Enhanced Edition. Okay, so well, I'm going to be playing the demo on the sometime over the week for Friday Night Randomness. That's going to be the conclusion for the video. Yeah. And let's see, Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm also going to probably have to start over again, I think. So, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to be throwing Pathfinder Gallows Spire in Friday Night Randomness. So that's something to look for, I guess. What? Mm. And of course, but at some point we're going to be adding Eye of the Beholder and Pool of Radiance, obviously. So, but I'll get to the videos for the character creation on that when I decide to get to those games, which shouldn't be too long. And of you too. I do watch your vids. It's just I make myself so busy. I have a hard time keeping up with other people's videos lately. I really haven't sat to watch other videos in like a month because I've been so busy trying to get my own shit together. But I have watched them. It's just remembering afterwards what you did in them. That's my problem. I forget what you've done in those games after like an hour. Yeah. I think I'm going to actually call it a night here. I'm getting kind of tired, and I was going to stay on a little longer, but I had a rough night last night, and I've been having a hard time sleeping lately, and I haven't even eaten yet for had dinner yet. So I'm probably going to call it a night now. It's been great talking to you, JP. You've helped me out quite a bit this evening on what my plans for the channel are, and I promise you I will watch your videos more often. For when I like say when I'm working on something for the channel and I'm not making a video, I'll put your videos up. But JP, you take care. You take care, and and Jason, thanks for talking with me for a little bit and asking me a question. And I hope I answered it for you because I don't remember what I said now. Uh, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, I'll definitely get to the dungeon hack videos first thing then. But I'm going to get going, and you take care, and I'll see everybody next time. Bye bye.